Developer log, stardate 08162018. Lots more things to show you today. Lots of actually new graphics to show you, which is exciting. We've been working on the main hack area for the last month or two. For pretty much all of the developer logs up to this point, we've been working with the first playable area. Well, now we're on to the second playable area. There are some tweaks that I've made to the overall game that I want to point out, but the main bulk of this week's content is trying to get this second area up and running. So you can see we're starting with these units, which are the level 3 units from the first area. We start with these units because all of the units in the next area are really tough, and they're pretty challenging. Oh, hold on just a second. I've got the hitboxes on. I've been debugging some problems with the hitboxes, which I will talk about in a little bit here. Let me make this bigger. Oop. Okay, so here's one of our new units. He's a flamethrower dude. He's got this cool fire particle effect, as you can see. I want to talk more about that fire particle effect, but ooh, he got me. Ouch. All right, there he goes. Now he's on my side. This guy is a kamikaze explosive dude, so as soon as you see him, run and you'll be fine. Although I actually got hurt pretty badly there, didn't I? Oh shoot, actually that's my own flamethrower dude hurting my guys. That's not supposed to happen. I'm probably gonna die now. So clearly some bugs. These guys are a lot tougher than they look too. They are killing me very fast, and oh, I actually got him though. Haha. I didn't realize that the flamethrower dude has friendly fire, literally. Take out this other flamethrower. Die. Come on. Got him. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2 flamethrowers, which makes them twice as dangerous. I know why he hurts my own units, because I originally built him thinking it would be kind of fun if he could damage enemy units. So, and by that, well, and that's how this guy died, probably. Okay, so that's all I have to show you so far. I think you saw all of the unit types. There's actually one that you missed. There was one that you didn't see. Let me see if I can find him. He does exist on this map. We just didn't encounter him. He's actually one of my favorite designs. He's this nice, happy, smiley robot. And yeah, here he is. He shoots these big balls of lightning at you. They don't have any sound effects, which is not as fun. Yeah, so this area is really tough. Oh dear, I'm in trouble. Ooh, haha, I missed it somehow. So it's really tough. I can actually take these guys out, I think, if I can do enough damage to this dude. And actually that flamethrower guy will probably take out those 2 little guys, or he'll come awfully close. I'm gonna have to turn off the friendly fire. As interesting of an idea as that was, it's unusable. It makes him completely unusable. Take these dudes out. We've got a bug. So one thing I should point out here, if I can kill someone else, is the addition of an explosion when any unit goes down. And this has been kind of a huge game feel boost, if you will. It's really helped the feel of the game. Just having everything explode when you kill it makes such a big difference, and makes destroying big armies so much more satisfying. So as you can see, yeah, there he blows up. And also the fire is supposed to stop, but what can you do? Crashed again. This is because we don't actually have a boss for this level yet. I'm going to be working on the boss soon, but there isn't one yet. So It's not happy at me. So anyway, that's most of the new units that I have to show you so far. We have a lot more planned, but that's it for now. One thing I do want to show off a little bit is that flamethrower dude. His code works very similarly to all of our other units' code, but he has an additional scene, which is his flamethrower scene. Let me see if I can find what I did with that. I think it's in effects. Is it not? It's not in effects. Where did I put it? Projectiles. Flames. Let's look at the scene. All right, so it's a particle effect with an area 2D associated with it. And this was a little bit trickier than I thought it would be. The particle effect is actually surprisingly easy. And let me show you how I did that, because the information about particle effects in Godot is a little bit sketchy. It's a little bit hard to find current information. So let me show you the asset I'm using for it first. Flamethrower dude, it actually is in effects here. Particles, fire. All right, so you can see I've got individual images of this flame. That's nice because you can kind of see those better. But I've also got this fire sheet, which is just a tiled version of these 6 images. So there's no extra white space around these. It's just if you cut it in half, then you've got the first 3 images on top, the last 3 images on the bottom, and they're also in thirds like that. So this sprite sheet rather is, you just drop it in for the texture here, and then you set up the H frames and the V frames. You just tell it how many frames there are horizontally and vertically, just like that, 3 and 2, and then it automatically kind of knows what to do with that. Then from there, inside the material, which we can click here and go inside the material. Inside the material, you have this animation section, which I never really knew what did until I did this. And the animation, you can just change the speed in here, and that will change the speed at which it animates. Let me get this out of the way. Animates these fire particles. So if I change that to like 5, it makes that animation super fast. And I've got looping on currently, so that looks like a super fast fire. Or I can do like 0.5, and it makes it a whole lot slower. So that's how you do animation with these particle effects. Everything else I did for this, it's really pretty simple as far as particle effects go. I just changed the gravity to be 90 on the x-axis, so it just goes out to the right. And then initial velocity I changed to 15, and spread I think I just left at 45. That was just its normal. And it gives you kind of a nice even spread, kind of like it's coming out of a flamethrower gun. So it seems to work pretty well. One other thing that I did was, you can see it kind of fades out here, which makes a pretty big difference. I did that with this color section. I have a color ramp here, and I just added this gradient, which goes from white to fully transparent. It actually goes from white to white and then transparent just at the tail end, so it doesn't get any fading out until the very end. We could play with this, like as you can see, if I pull this back, it starts fading out a lot sooner, which is not bad, actually. Maybe I'll make it fade out like right in the middle, something like that. Yeah, so that looks pretty decent. You can do a whole lot more with particle effects. I've really just barely scratched the surface. I've only just started playing with these. And there's probably more that I will do to this at some point. But for now, this gives a pretty decent fire effect for a very small amount of work, which is nice. The only other thing I did was I added this area 2D in here, made it basically the same shape as the cone of fire here. And then that is what I use to actually do damage to units, and I can show you what that looks like. That actually was a lot simpler than I thought it would be, which is very nice. I also just rotate this. Whenever our dude flips, I just flip this by 90 degrees, which seems to work pretty well. I just flip the actual particle element, and I can show you when I do rotation degrees, flip this by 180. degrees. It flips everything, including the area 2D. So it just kind of keeps those two things together. So it's really super useful having this area 2D underneath this particle system like this. It just makes everything a whole lot simpler. You don't have to manage multiple things. You just flip the one particle's parent and it flips everything else, which is super nice. So there's our flames. Let me show you the code for the flamethrower guy real quick, just as the proof of concept. I need to do some work to my code base. It's getting kind of messy. Flamethrower dude. So yeah, here's all we do to hurt things. So we've got the area 2D, we're connecting to its body entered event, and we're using the hurt enemy function. So as you can see, this just anything that has the method hurt, it calls that method. So what we would do here to fix the problem that we were having is we would check if body has method hurt and body dot, we want the player controlled variable, player controlled, and we want it to equal player controlled, the player controlled variable that is on this unit. So if those two things actually we want it not to equal because we want them not to be on the same side. So what this does is if the flamethrower is if he's an enemy, then this will be false. And let me see, how do I explain this? So this works either way. So if the person that the flame is hitting is controlled by the player, then this will be true. That'll mean that unit that the fire is hitting is controlled by the player. So this is true. Player controlled is false for this actual unit in this circumstance. So we do want it to hurt that unit. And vice versa. If you have a flamethrower, then this player controlled will be true. And we only want fire to hurt people who this is false. So as long as these two things are different, it should work. So let's see if this runs. See if I didn't make a horrible mistake. It is running at least. Where's my flamethrower dude? So now he should still hurt me, but he won't hurt his friends. And, whoa, run away. That explosion should actually probably hurt him too. That would be kind of cool. Friendly fire explosions. All right, now I'm just gonna kill him so that we can see if his fire will hurt my dudes or not. Let's get him right in front, just like that. So they should take no damage from this. And it doesn't look like they're taking damage. So I would call that a success. And that means I should be able to put this guy right here. Ooh, they got one of my dudes. They got two of my dudes. These little guys are deceptively tough. They're a lot harder than they look. Invisible wall there. This guy's kind of confused. All right, it looks like that is working. I do not think the fire is hurting my guys anymore. At some point, we're going to want to add some little like burning particle effect to dudes and make the fire a little bit of damage over time, I think. But for the moment, it just does straight up damage. And if you get out of the fire, then it will not hurt you any more than it already has. So that's where we are for this week, guys. Next week, we should have this area. We should have a whole lot more for you to look at in this area. I'm working on mini bosses now, and I'm working on a big boss for this area. So there will be a lot to see next week, hopefully. And yeah, for this week, it's been just kind of a lot of setup work for this area, but it should go fast from here. So thanks for tuning in this week, guys, and thanks for tuning in every week. We will continue working on this game on this channel. So if you like what you see, subscribe and like and all that YouTube stuff. And we would love any suggestions that you have for the future of this game. If you want to be a part of building it, just let us know. And yeah, all of the contact information is down in the description. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.